Bulk tanker rollovers pose a huge problem for transporters due to the severe cost implications, injuries and loss of life, as well as environmental impacts they can cause. Loss of revenue and negative impact on the company's reputation are also factors. In this video, we'll be touching on some of the major causes of tanker rollovers, the various impacts and scenarios that an incident can lead to, and how you can prevent them from happening. Having adequate insurance for these type of incidents is essential for transporters to protect themselves in the event of a tanker rollover. In addition to the challenge of rollovers faced by heavy vehicles, bulk tankers also face additional rollover-related issues. By its very nature, the bulk tanker's transport task is variable, and the initial load and differential loading during delivery results in a changing center of gravity for the trailer. Liquids can shift more readily and faster than steadier or solid loads, altering the center of gravity of the trailer during driving. Furthermore, bulk tankers often transport dangerous goods, meaning the consequences of a rollover may be far more significant than the crash itself. Anything with a high center of gravity relative to its width is less stable, and bulk tanker units have a high center of gravity. That means that the unit will lean when it enters a turn. How much it leans depends on the vehicle's speed, the sharpness and banking of the turn, and the unit's center of gravity. So the truck starts to lean, its center of gravity shifts towards the outside of the curve. When it does that, the liquid in the tank moves sideways. This is called sloshing or swishing. If this happens too suddenly and too strongly, it can roll the vehicle. If the driver hits the brakes suddenly, the liquid will surge forward. That can also cause him problems. The key word here is suddenly, because by doing things more slowly, one reduces the risk of problems. When a tanker is only partially full, the load shifts with the movement of the truck. Already, the high center of gravity of the truck increases the risk of a rollover, but when the load quickly sloshes to one side to the other, it creates an even greater likelihood of rolling. Over 63% of tanker rollover accidents occur with partial loads. Liquid slosh and surge are a big factor in those rollovers. Slosh and surge are caused by turning radius, sudden braking or taking off, losing traction due to excess speed on poor road conditions, and by load distribution. Vehicle maintenance issues can also contribute to a rollover. Things like poor brake performance, a damaged suspension, underinflated tires, and load dynamics. The driver can eliminate some of these with an adequate pre-trip inspection. Research conducted in the US reveals that over 60% of tanker rollover accidents result in fatalities. Most of these accidents occur on dry, straight roads and highways, not on ramps and turns as one might expect. Over 63% of tanker rollover accidents occur with partial loads. Veteran drivers with over 10 years of experience are involved in over 2/3 of all rollover accidents, suggesting that complacency can be a major factor. Journey planning and management is critical to minimizing risk. Drivers should know the route first, and the quickest way isn't always the best way. On the road, drivers should take care, especially when cornering and maneuvering, making sure that they are not going too fast, checking by glancing in the side mirror their rear trailer mudguards to see if they are lifting, and by not assuming road and environmental conditions remain the same due to their familiarity with them. Good training on handling liquid loads, meticulous driving to reduce slosh, and the use of bulkheads or buffer plates are all a must. Designed specifically to limit tank slosh and make tanker trucks safer to drive, bulkheads are solid walls within the tank that divide it into multiple smaller compartments. When a bulk tanker carrying hydrocarbons overturns, there is often a direct impact on the surrounding environment as the cargo seeps into nearby soil or channels into local water sources. The risk of the hazardous substance on surrounding communities also needs to be considered in terms of the impact on the air quality. This will include petrol due to the high concentrations of benzene. If the accident leads to a fire or an explosion, this can damage public and residential property such as roads, buildings, and other vehicles. Transporters whose tankers are involved in these incidents face driver injury or death, product loss, and business interruption due to their tanker being damaged or destroyed, as well as major cost implications and even potential legal repercussions. Scooping has also emerged as a severe consequence of tanker rollovers in recent years. This is the practice of collecting spilled hydrocarbons from disabled tankers for use or resale by communities in the accident's vicinity. Nearly half of tanker rollover fatalities in low and lower middle income countries such as South Africa involve scooping. These incidents can lead to mass casualty disasters such as the one which occurred in Tanzania in August 2019, which left close to 100 people dead. In this case, an explosion was triggered when a man tried to retrieve the tanker's battery, creating sparks that ignited the fuel. The resulting flames swept through the area, killing and injuring members of the crowd. Bulk tanker rollovers are a serious threat and concern for transporters due to the many implications of an accident of this nature, from drivers losing their lives and property being damaged to extensive environmental cleanup and rehabilitation costs being incurred. By taking the necessary precautions and having adequate insurance for this type of incident, transporters can protect themselves as well as mitigate the multitude of severe implications which can stem from a tanker rollover.